We've been hands-on with both the PSVR2 and the upcoming Gran Turismo 7 update, and we can safely say this is the best console virtual reality experience to date, setting an example for other developers to follow. Here's why it's essential. This is Sony's second attempt at a VR headset and indeed an implementation within a Gran Turismo game. Racing titles, in theory, should make an ideal companion to the reactive three-dimensional environments, but on consoles at least, it has been a challenge so far. The main hindrance has been raw horsepower. The original PlayStation VR from 2016 was somewhat held back by the console's abilities and the headset's resolution, despite requiring a separate processor box. The superlative Wipeout Omega Collection mode showed that Sony was on the right path with technology, but it was one of the very few fully featured PSVR racing titles that was able to deliver upon the expectations. The previous Gran Turismo game, GT Sport, was only able to run VR within the confines of a siloed mode. VR Drive, VR Time Trial, and VR Showroom were clearly limited by the hardware. You could enjoy the trappings of one-to-one head tracking, looking at your mirrors to see your competitors, and enjoy a greater sense of the elevation changes, but you were limited to just one other controlled AI car on the track, and the career mode was off limits, and don't even think about online racing. Even the showroom was just a dark abyss, and entering the car wasn't possible. With PSVR2, that potential is now finally realised, based on our limited time test. A quick caveat. In Gran Turismo 7, when using VR, you can't race in two-player local split screen, because understandably the PS5 itself doesn't support two headsets simultaneously. Imagine the power needed to run that. Otherwise, it's the full game. Just going to say that again. It's the full game. Unshackled, playable in virtual reality. No limitations, 20 AI rival cars on track, every World Circuit's career mode, license test, mission, online lobbies, and online ranked sport mode. Every car, every track, and every time of day. Sunshine or rain, the same home screen user interface, it works seamlessly. Seeing the same Gran Turismo 7 we know and love, but now in VR without the hang-ups felt liberating. Like Arsenal under Mikel Arteta. Finally, the potential of virtual reality for driving games on console has been realised. Running deep into a corner and then looking right to see if you can rejoin safely is an extra level of immersion that is otherwise missing for a platform that is aiming to be authentic. The same applies to looking in your rearview mirror or over the radar map. Now, picture doing that online, glancing at your friends as you race side by side. It's also clearly a huge step up in visual fidelity when compared to GT Sport, where the level of detail was noticeably rough for anything further than 30 centimeters in front of your car. No doubt thanks to the eye-tracking based foveated rendering use. Yes, technically there may be a slight dip in sharpness when compared to playing on an 83-inch 4K HDR Bravia, and I'm sure there will be plenty of analysis in the coming months to really pin that down. But the appeal is sensory, not pixel counting, because the feeling you get from hurtling around the Nürburgring against a full field of cars is unparalleled for a device of this mold. The VR2 unit itself is much more adjustable than its predecessor, working better with larger heads and those with glasses and a lot of hair, with the band clicking into place satisfyingly at the rear of your head, and the interpupillary distance or IPD adjuster moving the displays left and right to match the profile of your eyes. It may remain remotely tethered, but one simple USB-C cable is all that is required. Mercifully, it's very long. The breakout box is banished to the annals of time, as is the PlayStation camera, thanks to the 4 placed on the headset. The Move controllers are also replaced by new Sense controllers, which, seeing as you don't wave your arms around as you drive cars in GT7, are superfluous in this application. It's gamepad or wheel only here. A pass-through mode is handy, allowing you to see your surroundings without removing the headset, particularly useful when switching between the DualSense controller and the steering wheel peripheral. Back to the game, and off track, there is one new additional mode, the VR Showroom within your garage. Pick any car, plus one of the 11 locations, including the cafe and GT Auto, complete with the mechanics working in the background. And you can view up close the obsessive level of detail in the car modelling, inside and out this time. This is augmented by the 3D audio. Earbuds are supplied with the headset as birds chirp away in the background. While we can't show you what that looked like on video, we can say that we spent far too long ogling at the electric window switch of the Ferrari Testarossa. Someone at Polyphony Digital has spent an inordinate amount of time to make sure that one part looks good enough to showcase on a PSVR2 headset. A frippery, sure, but a staggering one. which in a way summarises the whole PSVR2. At the Sim Racing Expo in Germany last year, we tried a high-end VR headset powered by a PC running a PC-only subscription service. It was incredible, but the headset alone cost over €2,000. Conversely, wireless headsets exist that don't need a PC or a console, but the detail provided by the PSVR2 is in a different league. That's like comparing a Pixar film to a doodle on the back of a napkin. As a value proposition, cost versus quality of VR, Gran Turismo 7 and the PSVR2 offers something unmatched. It sits alone, proudly, within the VR market and delivers the sensory overload we'd expect from sitting in a real racing car, minus the smell of the fuel or eye-watering costs. Nevertheless, the $549 price of the unit itself, for the console needed to play with it, means that in these inflationary times, it could be destined to be a niche experience. But a scintillating, transformative, otherworldly one that we can't wait to spend more time in when we get a free game update and a headset launch on the 22nd of February. Make no mistake, this is the apogee of Gran Turismo racing. Let us know in the comments below whether you will be the first to pick up a PSVR2 when it launches later this month, or not. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on any future Gran Turismo or virtual reality updates. Until next time, thanks for watching, have a great day and keep it pinned.